Hello everyone, this is Satya Prakash. Welcome to my channel. This is part 34 of ASP.NET Web API. In this video, I'll discuss what are the steps to validate JSON schema using Postman. So before going through this part 34, please visit my part 33, how to generate JSON schema and what are the difference between JSON and JSON schema structure. So in this video, I'll discuss why JSON schema validation is required and what are the steps for JSON schema validation in Postman tool. So why JSON schema validation is required? It enables to validate your JSON structure and make it sure it meets the required API response, and it will monitor your API responses, ensuring they adhere to a specified format, and it will get alerted when breaking changes occurs. That means if any type mismatch in particular field, it will show that validation is failed, else validation will be passed. And it will construct a model of your API response using JSON schema, and it makes it easier to validate your API response. So here, this is my web API project called web API coding, and the load EMP details, it maps to HTTP GET attribute, which that means it is for GET request. When I run my web API application, I am getting the response. I copy this URL, go to my Postman tool. When I hit the GET request, alright, I am getting this response. So I'll copy this response, go to my online JSON schema validator called extendsclass.com, and I paste here my response, and I need to generate schema from JSON. So I'm getting the schema here, and I'm getting the message that your JSON conforms to the specified schema. So this is the JSON schema, and in my previous video I have discussed in depth about the structures between JSON and JSON schema. So I copy my that JSON schema. Alright, so I go to my Postman tool and select the test tab. Okay, so in test tab I need to put some code for that is for test or validate our API response with the schema. So this code is, I need to declare a variable called schema. It is a const variable, right? And inside the section I need to put my this schema. I copy this my schema, go here and paste inside the const schema. All right. So this is all about when I make sure it is closed properly. So if you select this, okay, yes, there is the, you need to remove this. You just make alignment properly. Yes, you can see this is the opening bracket of const schema. Make sure it is closed, and if you scroll down, yeah, it is closed. All right, and next step is we need to add some code snippet under const schema section. So what is the code is, you need to put here. This is used for validate our schema. All right, so guys, if you select this test, if you just rewrite this, it will show the IntelliSense, right? And okay, we need to write again, so we paste it, it will not work. So what is the code is pm dot test. So you can see IntelliSense is coming, right? And inside we write that validating dot schema dating dot schema. All right, and it will write this code that such that put a bracket here, and we need to close this with semicolon. Okay, and inside using pm dot response, okay, and dot do dot have, okay, dot JSON schema, and inside JSON schema we need to pass this const variable like JSON, right? That is the I have declared here, right? And if you scroll up, so we need to pass this schema here. So this is the schema, need to pass and put it with semicolon. So it is just validate again pm.test validate in schema, okay, so that pm.response to have dot JSON schema method, and inside we pass this variable name, and closing of curly brace, closing of bracket, and semicolon. Alright, so this is all about. So guys, once I written this, what is the next step is we need to check the test result by sending the get request. So you just click here send button. So guys, here we can see JSON schema validation is passed under test result tab. If you click on test results, I can see validation is validating dot schema is passed. So that means JSON schema is validated successfully. Alright, and you can see I will just discuss about these things, and you can see test method, right? So the details on the pm.test function. So you can use this function to write the test specifications inside either the pre-request script or the test sandbox. Writing tests inside this function allows you to name the test accurately, and this function also ensures the rest of the scripts is not blocked even if there are errors inside the functions. So this is the details on the functions implementation of test function, right? And inside we pass the validation dot schema and pm dot response. So this is also what the response means. You can see on the pop-up box dot to and dot have, it is a property, and JSON schema is a method, and inside we pass the schema variable. So this code is helping us to validate the schema whether it's successful or failed, right? And next step is we'll check one scenario where the JSON schema validation error, right? And guys, you just see here, this is the salary array, right, in the JSON schema, and in salary array you can see the type is integer. That means the data type is integer, and here what I will do is I have changed the type from integer to string. So here I just string I'll put here, alright, and when I put here the string, and but it is the integer, right? So we need to check the validation error, so that I change this type from integer to string. Alright, once the changes are done, I need to send the request. So guys, here we can see validation is failed. So JSON schema validation is failed due to invalid type of salary array in JSON schema, because we have changed the type from integer to string. So in this way we can validate the JSON schema with JSON response. Alright, and next step is, now if we undo the changes, that means we change the type of salary array from string to integer, whatever it was. Alright, and then JSON schema validation will be passed in the test results. So what I'll do, I'll again, after changing the type, I need to send the request. So guys, here you can see after putting the correct type of salary array, we can see this JSON schema validation is passed, right? So in this way we can validate the JSON schema with JSON. Alright, and to validate JSON schema, most important part is we need to declare a variable that is const schema. Inside we put our JSON schema whatever we generated, and after then we need to this write up this type of code snippet to validate our JSON schema with JSON, right? So I already have shown you the scenario for validation successful of JSON schema, and the scenario where the JSON schema validation is failed, right? Okay, now I'll go to my presentation. So guys, this is why the JSON schema validation is required. All right, and what are the steps for JSON schema validation in Postman tool? So guys, that's it for today. Thank you for listening. Have a great day.